In what could be the most tumultuous chapter of South Africa's post-apartheid political history, the African National Congress, ANC, appears to be crumbling from within, and President Cyril Ramaphosa finds himself isolated, powerless, and surrounded by betrayal. The liberation movement that once commanded the hearts and loyalty of millions now finds itself in deep disarray, with internal divisions, accusations of corruption, and rising disillusionment threatening to bring the party to its knees. President Ramaphosa, once hailed as the reformer destined to clean up the rot left by the Zuma years, is now battling not only a disillusioned nation but also rebellion from within his own ranks. Instead of rallying behind his leadership, many senior ANC members have turned against him, accusing him of weakening the party, centralizing power, and selling out to corporate and Western interests. In recent weeks, high-ranking ANC officials have publicly questioned Ramaphosa's authority. Some have gone as far as to suggest he has lost the revolutionary spirit of the ANC, prioritizing international image over grassroots concerns. Whispers of secret meetings, factional strategies, and coordinated efforts to oust him have grown louder. The president's allies are shrinking by the day, while his critics within the party are emboldened, vocal, and organized. This internal rebellion has its roots in long-standing divisions between ANC factions, particularly between the so-called renewal camp that supports Ramaphosa and the RET, Radical Economic Transformation, faction, many of whom remain loyal to former President Jacob Zuma. With Zuma's influence resurging, thanks to his formation of the MK Party and recent public appearances, some ANC veterans see an opportunity to shift the balance of power. Tensions reached a boiling point when several MPs, once staunch Ramaphosa supporters, broke ranks during key parliamentary votes. Instead of backing the president's agenda, they abstained, or worse, voted with opposition parties. It was a symbolic but powerful message: Ramaphosa's grip on the party is slipping fast. Adding to the crisis, the president's recent absence from critical parliamentary debates has only fueled speculation. Opposition parties and even ANC backbenchers have questioned why the head of state is repeatedly unavailable during defining national moments. Critics argue that Ramaphosa is avoiding accountability, or worse, that he is simply overwhelmed. This vacuum of leadership at a time when the country is facing an economic storm, high unemployment, crippling energy blackouts, and service delivery failures is devastating. The streets are angry, the unions are restless, and the youth, once the ANC's staunchest base, are turning to new political alternatives. Compounding the chaos are fresh leaks pointing to deep mistrust within the cabinet. Confidential documents hint at Ramaphosa being deliberately sidelined during policy decisions. Others suggest that sensitive information is being leaked by his own colleagues to weaken his authority. The Helpless scandal, which never quite disappeared, has also returned to the spotlight, with some party members quietly encouraging its investigation to undermine the president's credibility further. Meanwhile, some ANC veterans, including those who stood shoulder to shoulder with Mandela, have begun calling for a total reset of the party. Their plea is simple: the ANC has lost its way, and unless drastic change occurs, it will lose the next general election. From Luthuli House to provincial branches, the once unshakable ANC is now a battlefield. Ramaphosa, instead of acting as a unifying figure, is seen by some as the symbol of its current weakness. Even the tripartite alliance is fraying, with COSATU and the SACP expressing dissatisfaction with the president's neoliberal policies and perceived indifference to the working class. The ANC's internal battles are no longer private affairs, they are now public spectacles. And the consequences are enormous. The party risks not only losing its majority in parliament but losing the very identity that once made it Africa's most iconic political movement. President Ramaphosa's future, and that of the ANC, hangs in the balance. With rising defections, bitter factional fights, and growing public rage, South Africa stands at a political crossroads. For the first time in decades, it is no longer unthinkable that the ANC could be voted out of power. And at the center of it all stands a president who looks increasingly like a man alone, a leader who came to save a broken party but is now caught in its collapse. The question is no longer whether Ramaphosa can fix the ANC. The question is, can he even survive it?